Hi team, myself Bajirao Todkar, and I have here about 4 years of experience in AWS Azure DevOps, and now we are going to cover Linux basics for DevOps and beginner. So, basic part while just covering whatever outline we have according to the DevOps part. All over in terms of Linux itself, there will be huge amount of things. Let's say we have to cover, but for the sake of understanding in terms of DevOps, we have been just focused on the part. Let's say we can just move whatever we have been content inside the handling DevOps and all things. So, we our agenda to cover basic Linux architecture and boot processes. Let's say Linux distribution, Linux file system, total file system, as well as supported file system, parallel group management, usually user management, file directories, file handling and process management, package management, job scheduling, and service management. So one by one, we'll just proceed. Like what we have been prefer the Linux itself. Like it has been open source, easily available things. Like it can be just to customize the things. Let's say we have been suppose customer want to customize it according to their specification. It may occurs. It may customizable. Parallelly have a community support along it. We can just manage and around the community support. It had been higher community support for the managing packages and all. Most of the servers, let's say the Linux itself, more than 96% of server in terms of for DevOps. So let's say Docker, Kubernetes, the Terraform, as well as Git, base things work on the Linux itself. So most of the tools we can say DevOps and all for the Docker for Kubernetes, container, Terraform, Git for initialize version control, and on these will be working on the same except all the DevOps parts. So basic working in terms of CI/CD pipeline. Let's say there will be three-stage job, multi-pipeline job will be just part of the automation, and all our automation will be done in terms of like say and the Linux itself. So also have a security purpose. It is very important and security perspective. Why very much important. So next part, what is the architecture around it? So we have been just you know that some shell. So it has been four component around it. Uh, it is just brain and heart of the system itself. Whatever the initialization system, there will be some boot sequence we have been given. Shell, whatever we have been working around it, it is nothing but the user and system combination. So whatever I have been entering commands and all, it has been just entering it with quite its shape. So that will be reflected or basically in case of boot sequence, there is nowadays a boot sequence is very much more of what we can say input and output parameter systems. So we can just wrap that is unified extendable for formula, firmware, and interface. That is very important, right, Abhi? While just processing in a BIOS system, it will just check the CPU, what that RAM, keyboard, storage, and another essential component with respect to your system. Let's say or device also like hard disk, SSD, USB, and that's all. So this is let's say in modern parts like by end of the day, end of the say component in terms of BIOS, you can say it just finds whatever the bootloaded device and it just goes whatever bootloaded instances in terms of let's say for further process. Once we on the process and it just will come to the BIOS first, that is or a unified extendable frame firmware interface. Again, it comes to the GURL, that is grant bootloader, unified bootloader. So what it does, it just works on CPU. When multiple parts to be stored or load Linux to be stored, what the small files could contain, let's say important to the kernel set, like which disk have very booted the file system. Without a bootloader and unable just proceed with the let's say knowing how just start the server and all. So this is very important. Kernel initialization for the system devices also let's say important. Launches the system devices, and again it has been just login from. But this is a basic architecture. What we can say, we just by means of diagram we can see it has like we have the structure itself like kernel, shell, applications and users. So hardware. This is the basic architecture of the Linux itself. Why we are just focusing on the same? Because we will work on the Linux. We will work on the Linux itself by means of DevOps person. for the basic sake of understanding, we should have very much idea about that, what we are doing in terms of kernel and all. So these are very important kind of things. So core unit we can say in terms of kernel in the Linux control the GURB and all finishes. So this is kind of things, let's say, happens around the application. While we entering the let's say input command in terms of shell, the system will be outputted. This is the basic structure in terms of Linux architecture. Afterwards, we can see what are the Linux distributions are available. Let's say Debian based, we have Ubuntu, Kali Linux. It has been user friendly. Parallelly, Red Hat Linux Enterprises, that is Red Hat, Santos, Fedora, Amalek, and other resources. So, in terms of package management and initialization of system, so it is very much different comparatively DevOps part. So, while we just prefer it in terms of Ubuntu or DevOps, let's say package managers and initialization of system comparatively very important. As we are choosing various distribution depends on the environment what we are doing so far, like cloud, production, and container itself. So afterwards, like we come to the heart of the system itself, like total file system. What is a total file system? That we can say what is heart of the, let's say, all over inside the directory itself, or root directory. So basically you can just compare a prime minister and the rest of the people in the India. So prime minister can enter anyone's home, but we people are normal people. We can't enter into prime minister's home. We do have some authentic permission at all. So slash is nothing but the root file and root directory itself. Whatever we have been just covered, we'll just show it you by means of practical way. Once we have been completed, after we can show it the practical way. So slash home is a user specific data. Let's say I have been created one user. Let's say DevOps Hub is my user, and I want to do whatever kind of things by means of my user itself. So I have just make it specialized and I have make it secured. I just put password for the yeah, that's the observe, and I do enter only by means of that. Let's say user. So user specific data will be stored in the homes directory. Let's say whatever the directory you have. Suppose DevOps hub have been created something else. It has been occurred slash home slash DevOps hub. Inside that personalized file will be appian slash etc slash that. So this is a configuration file subsystem. Let's say we have it. We have just a minute. We have been just installed and specified with the etc. etc file. It has been configured file. So slash var will be log variables and all, like whatever the log we have been generated. Let's say I have been installed Apache Web Server, and it has been showing successfully installed. Let's say Nginx Explorer. So it has been showing installed successfully. So there will be a log. Somewhere it has been generated. So we can call it as a log in terms of, like, there will be again parts. Let's say log in terms of system log, authentication log, variable data log. Somewhere these logs are deleted by means of rebooted a system. Again, come to the essential binaries slash bin slash sbin. So in that case, that they we can store the data in terms of has been like system binaries. So system commands we can, system administration commands we can just refer it as. That is very important to handle the packages and all. So system binary basically work like, let's say, system administration command. And parallelly bin is nothing but the binary executable, whatever command we have it, we just separate it out. So again, just we can have just structured everything. So let's say for the total file system, it has been bin divided into bin slash dev, etc, user, home, library, sbin, temporary, variable. So bin has been, let's say, binary executable we have, device files we have in slash dev, etc, etc. We have been decided configuration files, user, that is user slash users have everything. Let's say slash man. It has been manual page. Whatever you have been just enter the man command. That kind of things is so stored in terms of man slash whatever the local slash. It has been whatever the you have been created locally. It has been reflected there at the local user bin. It has been programs and dates, non-essentials user commands, which will be reflected, as well as slash user is nothing but the libraries for libraries for bin and the slash bin. So always afterwards, let's say temporary files will be generated. So it will be two basic terms in terms of my last organization I've been work. So I need to manage the temp log, where log, and system logs. So I having just set up the command and in terms of shells work around it. So these are the all about, like, let's say total files system in terms of, let's say, root and all. So further process, let's say supported file system we have like XTT, XT2, SFT4 and common. See, these are the types, let's say, and the short description we have been given. We have not that much, but little bit introduction. We have XMA, XFS file. We have accordingly high performance in general in file system. BTRS, advanced FPS, and snapshots will be there. For networking perspective, NFS will be there. Temporary RAM storage file will be there. So for it is basically for containerization, Kubernetes things and all. So come to the like let's say user management and process management. So there will be command. Let's say I have been just completed theory afterwards. I can show whatever the user management work, how it has been worked, and how it would be processed. So I have been created user, that is Sam, as well as I have been created user group, group that is HR. I have been just make user which you with respect to hyphen AG is a part of HR. The Sham will be the part of HR team, and afterwards we can see whatever user we have created. Let's say we simply I have discussed. Let's say slash etc is our configuration file with respect to everything. Let's say pass WD. I have been just seeing information related to the user itself in this slash directory. Parallelly for the group itself, the grape slash Sam and slash etc. Actually, it would be HR. So whatever group Sam has been attached to somewhere group or not, like if you want to go to the group's information, we can just grab it, grab slash HR and etc. So it parallelly shadow and G shadow gives more information related to whatever the password policies and all parallelly. So a file again come to the file permissions we have, like we have been just while just proceeding with the user itself, user needs to have some permission. Let's say owner for owner group and others. For each permission has read, write and execute. So three permission it has been derived. So we can have, so let's say DevOps hub is a user. It has a read, write, execute executable file, executable permissions, and we are parallelly, let's say tech group around it. So tech people parallelly have limited access with respect to the DevOps user. So DevOps user have most 90% access according to the our specification. We can just specify me. So permission, there will be like three types of permission: spatial permission, access control list, and sticky byte. We will just focus on the basic level. We can just not proceed with the sticky byte and access control list, but a spatial permission also like sticky byte and all these are specifiable. Or and other, let's say other also like read, write, execute. We have just specified who, user, and other. In terms of read and write, execute for three. Let's say who have read, write, execute, user have read, write, execute, and other also. So around afterwards, like understanding basic thing in terms of file system, while just creating a file, let's say users write, read, write, execute, for a group writes, read, write, execute, and others write, and whatever inside, let's say at column one shows a directory file or link. So this is the basic understanding what in terms of Linux by reading and writing what parts in terms of Linux and at all. So permission management, let's say uh, change mode hyphen u plus x script.sh. This is the kind of things like say we have been just make and script in terms of executable format. So these are the kind of permissions, let's say by means of our own customization, we can just make it practical in a practical way. We can just discuss it out. So these for 664, it has been read write for owner and read only for others. 600, it would be private file read write parallelly. So, in terms of like basic understanding, I have just specified in terms of let's say group owner and file permission a descriptive way. Like let's say if you have been just gone through the any directory you have been created somewhere you have been created, so you will just show whatever the file path, user, owner, and others. So afterwards, the link will be what is the user of the file directory and owner again date and time and file name. So we will be see in the in terms of while we have been just creating at all. So the file management and handling the directories, that is we can just handle ls-l whatever the hidden file we can show it. For changing directory itself cd, for touch for empty creation of empty files, creation of log. Let's say we want to just create a directory itself mkdir, we can use copy the files by means of cp, moving files from here to here, and again the RM. See, RM commands will be very much important while working with the real world platform. We should be very much important. Let's say RM should what. See, while working with the DevOps team and all, we will very much the securities or that what we do or not. So these are somewhere the cons and do's are there. So you should be very much reflected and keep in mind that what are the don'ts, what should not be done, while just having the lots of mailing, and after that we can just have permission to use the rf-rf command. So just these are kind of things, file handling and all. So process management, every process inside the kernel. Suppose I have been enter ps, enter. So that is nothing but the process. I have just entered the ls. That this is nothing but the process. I have been created a directory, that is mkdir DevOps. This is nothing but a process. Everything you are just entering into the command itself or Linux shell. That will be the our process. So it has been specifically PID, parent PID, status of CPU, customization, customized command will be there. Let's say for PS, top hyphen P3 hyphen M, MP stat. This is for various kinds of process we are managing so far. So in terms of process management, let's say I have been listed some basic commands. Let's say PS list of all processes. So all processes for top, it has been CPU and memory utilization. For kill, it has been termination, a long process, background process as well. Package management again comes to the picture, very important parts. Let's say package management, while working with the same, like I need to just package, even at a container level I need to update the package, uh, install it again for Linux and Ubuntu. We will just, for package management, we can just update, install the Nginx and web server, whatever packages we are installing. In terms of Ubuntu, we can just use apt, and for the Linux, it has been yum. So I have been just specified the specific command. Afterwards, you can see practical way. So for REHL, that is Linux, Red Hat Linux Enterprises, we will use M for package management and on. Uh, Afterwards, like let's say for service management, and cron job scheduling. See, cron job is also like, say, let's say time management things. We can schedule the job in terms of, let's say I want to work with the directory itself, and I just prepare a directory and I need to focus it on. And while just there will be some backup kind of things, I need to manage the logs and all. So I'll just specify in terms of the script, cron tab hyphen e. That will be some script, whatever I have been written in terms of that, and the script specifies the location what I need to do, and whatever the content inside that. So these stars shows that like days of weeks up to 0 to 7, a month 1 to 12, let's say day 1 to 31, hour 0 to 2. These are the kind of things. Let's say daily at 2 there will be like 0 for the week. Let's say for 0 week, that means for every week, let's say daily week it is 0. So 2 it has been, let's say for a month. No, not for a month. Let's say for two, it has been for me 0 minute, and hour it has been 2. So these 3 star will show like for every time. Let's say every week, every month, and every day. Okay. Slash backup.sh. That means daily at 2 p.m. you can just 2 a.m. you can just execute the script and you can just create the log backup at all. So afterwards you can just have service management. Service management again, just see whatever you have, it just enter. Like I haven't just installed Nginx. We need to manage it by me. So what I need to check whether it has been status, it has been working or not, or it has been started. For the working itself, I need to just check the status first. For the Nginx itself, again, I need to restart it again. Afterwards, enable and just proceed for use. These are all tips around it. Let's say by means of process, service management, you can just have system CTL set as Nginx. It will show whatever the status we have in. It has been running, not active, inactive, and all. So start the Nginx process again, restart it again, enable. These are kind of things in terms of like process service management. Afterwards, let's say summary, what we have been just go through it, like understood whatever we have been just entered in the architecture itself, the process of Linux and boot process, major in Linux distributions, what we have been learned in terms of, let's say, file permissions and all, from practice the essential files, user management, process management, how to manage the logs, times, and remote access, as well as cron job and all. So let's say we'll just start at the practical way. We can just I'll explain you guys what in terms of practical way. I'll just using the Ubuntu Amazon Web Services for the EC2 instance itself, and just restart the instance again and it show you Yes, team, I'm audible to you guys. Yeah, yeah. So, yes, that's it. It has been just running. I'll just connect with AC2. Now I'm just I'm at the EC2 user. Let's say we'll check whether the home is the home directory first. PWD, yes, LS. Currently, we have two users like EC2 and DevOps. I have been created recently. So I'll just come to the root again. There will be like users say you if you go there, you can check whatever inside the user itself like slash etc and all bus WP. To one thing slash etc. No, not this one. So you can see here it has been like whatever user we have been created and our user is let's say Apache. Also like DevOps I have been created 101,000 has been ACD users. There will be list like say let's say root user. So UID and GID has been zero for root user. Like you can just appear somewhere here. Yeah, this is the let's say root user. Like the UID and GID is 0 for root user. For system user it has in 1 to 999 up to 999, and normal user we can create 1,000. Let's say I have been created, let's say while creating an EC2 instance I have been created, the system has been created 100,000. So up to 1000 to 65,000 there will be, so normal users are there. So these are the user related information will just go by means of slash UTC and on. Afterwards, just come and that directory, let's say, yeah, we are at user's home directory. Again, I'll just come to the switch to the root user because I need to prepare the user and it will be just whatever I need to just go in terms of user, I need to prepare it by means of root. So we haven't just discussed in terms of root. Root is a prime minister and we are normal people. The prime minister can enter everyone's home, but we are normal people can't enter prime minister's homes. So just to understand for basic scenario, so I'll just check the user. Yeah, root user. So I create user. Okay. Afterwards, I'll say it the password for the user. Yeah, that way. Now I have just created user. I'll show you, but where it has been located slash. Okay. It has been like I haven't recently created users. I need to check the information related to user I have been created. Just bro grab Bajirao slash hiki. Yeah, I have been created user with respect to GID 1111002, 1002 UID and directory, user's home directory that is slash home and shell would be, let's say, bin bash. So again, I'll just go with the, just I'll create a group. Same way. And yeah, same way I'll just use grep command. Yeah. See, I have been created group with the one GID 1003. So these are the kind of things we I have been created in group and users with respect to information. I just go with ls hyphen l slash home. I'm there on the I just with the user. Yeah. I'm at Bajirao user. I need to check the skeleton of the user, whatever inside that. Like slash UTC, kel, it would be nothing else. But I'll just make it ls hyphen a. Okay, these are the, let's say, dot and hidden files. What we can say like bash logout bash profile dot bash src. So these are the very much important files here according to the users. Afterward these files will be deleted. We can just proceed, let's say we can just proceed for the user groups and users activity. These files are comparatively very much user for important for the users in the file system. Again, what I'll do, I just set the password and just check with this again group manager. So I need to come to the over. Yeah, Bajirao. But it is not a studios file. That's it. I just create grep. Uh, so this is not a member of let's say any group. So I want to make it a member same way like user more G capitals and H1. No, some tech we have been created. Time. Okay, we have not used zero. Baji. Mm, I think it has not said something. Switch. Man, ha, only five. So same way we can just add this way like I'm just a group user. To get it. Yes. So e slash home unless so I need to just make the Bajirao user or DevOps user to the HR part, HR group. So I'll just make user mode and NHE tag. Okay. So same way, I'll just check with the mm, for group. I need to check. Okay. So I just do it grave for group. Mm, I just go like tab slash so okay, so tech is the group and Vajira is a member of that group. So parallelly, we can just specify it according to your whatever, like your group management, we can just proceed afterwards. Same way, it would be very much customized. Like we can just make, suppose, let's say we have been created another user and both of the user would be at the same group. We can just make by means of that like user mode hyphen ag hr and sap or Bajirao. So there will be like two people having a same group. let's say in terms of group management, so we can just have basic things. Recently we have been discussed in terms of group management. Yeah, so group management, afterwards, let's say file permission, I'll just come this ls, and I am just creating mkd directory, mkdirs DevOps. Okay, or file is been adjusted, right? I just to make, yeah, ls, yes. So I'm just created a directory. I'll just go inside the directory. Yep. Yeah. So inside directory, I can just create the empty file hatch, uh, doc dot txt. So same way, I'll just print a message. Echo is issue. So again, I'll look at. So that's it. So in case of this, I'll just check with respect to ls hyphen lpr. Sorry, ls hyphen lt. So we can just compare with this uh, permission in terms of, let's say, file permission. For group, it has been uh, group who the owner and user as a group root, and for the group itself it has a root. Again, this is a file, so it has not been showing the d or l or something like this is a file. So comparatively we can just compare for this itself, like we can have just things around you, like this is nothing but the direct files and users permission. We have been specified here users permission read write execute, not for this. We can just use chmod seven. What is calling here? Okay. Yes. So it has been completely like read, write, execute, read, write, execute, read, write, execute. Again, I'll just make one thing. 755. Yes. So same way, parallelly we can just change the permission accordingly. What we can just do it. This is a basic kind of things. Let's say we have been discussed at an initial level. Once we can just go forward, we can just make it very much customization around it by according to this. That's we have been just discussed in terms of file permission. Say these are the permission privately and on. For the script itself, I can just do it. Let's say I'll just use vi and uh what I do like in the like just mm, mm, it is, mm, 11 years in yeah, and yeah, okay. Afterwards you can just install update. Mm, Yes, I. Mm, system settle. Custom settle. Mm, that's it. To have to go. Yeah, just to be a head. So I have just prepared a script and I want to make it executable. For that, I need to have some permissions around it. Yes. Okay. Um, so what I'll do first, I'll just make it script executable. CSMO plus X plus having something. Yeah. Unless yeah. Mm, oh, then or wishing demand and just okay. Then, yeah. So this is nothing but in terms of script I have been just shown to you guys. Let's say that's I have been just yeah. So this is what script we have been just discussed. Like a script I want to make in terms of script.sh and I want to make it executable. So I have just make in terms of script. So what are permissions I need to do it accordingly? I just shown you. So next part related to file handling and on. Just use ls hyphen a al. So whatever we have in inside the file itself, we can see. Also, like you can check the change the directory slash. Uh, yeah, we definitely yeah. This is the directory ls al. So these are the content inside this directory. So parallelly, we can just use the same. We have been just use touch created directory itself. Copy the file, move the file again rm. So I'll just put rm hyphen rf command. So rest of the part, let's say for process management, we can see what are the process we have just like PS. It shows whatever the process where with respect to PID it has been running. Recently, I just discussed that process. You have been enter, let's say MKDIR, uh, MKDIR. So this is just I have been created a directory name with respect to Baji, and but this is our process. Let's say everything enters in the Linux command itself is your process. So is just the PS AX. This will be showing whatever the process or inside it has been running parallelly. We have been just to work with the Nginx recently created Bajirao users with respect to EC2 users and all. This is detailed information what we have it just going through the process like PS Hyper AUX. I'll just use the top command. It has been showing the processes which will be continuously running inside that and just check whether a CPU and memory space same with the it has been continuously running and dynamic fluctuated. So continuously by the time interval, let's say by means of accelerated velocity and it has been showing parallelly. So whatever amount of we have been consuming on So again, just come to the empty stack. So it has been showing the process. Like we can just, these are the system administration command we can just use process or the process management in terms of CPU. It has been completely 87% idle. What is the CPU utilization? It has been showing again use feed I+M. So again, this is whatever disk you have been occupied and how much of the space it has been completely. So these are the kind of commands I can use. EFI connect. So these are the say and we can play the thing. So in here move oh on. So these are the file system and whatever we have inside it. Let's say I haven't created slash dev slash xda1. This is the whatever instance we haven't specified with 20 GB storage. And again, it has been used 1.8 and 19 GB is completely speed. This is a nothing with the disk space and all the information. This is kind of process, let's say for process management and all also like we have in foreground and background processes. I'll just use ps hyphen e. Yeah, this is a process we are just running inside that, like foreground, background, and foreground process. Recently, a system ctr system system d slash s slash bin. This is our first process. When just working with the process management itself, like we have in just the simple and first process that is process. Or what we can say process in terms of after just coming to the bootloader, there will be process like let's say we can show first process we can say. This is the first process, system D is our first process. Why just coming into the process system or process management. So these are the kind of things. Again, just come to the package management. Recently, I have been just for Ubuntu, it has been installed. I'll just show it again. Yeah, Nginx I have been just installed. Apache I'll just do it. But it has the layers. So I'll just use new. Home. Oh, so again, ensure one has been installed. Great. Yes. Parallelly, in Ubuntu ensure also OEM. So, mm, yeah, has been. Okay. So in terms of package management, see parallelly, let's say for Ubuntu it has been apt, and for Linux it has been yum. There is a same basic difference what we can encounter. And job scheduling, this is kind of things. Let's say quite. I'll just show you. Let's say you can schedule it or not. I just need to give the script and all locations. I'll just show you the basic information around it. Less what it where it has been shown. Yeah, I can just store here itself the file is, but I think it has not been installed. I need to check. I think it- Contact. Mm, yeah. Now we have not been set the cron job and all. So we can just have two types like on the time itself and at a time and spot job like time based job. So these are kind of two jobs like by means of cron job and all we can just specify the backup scripts and updates, whatever we have been. Suppose I need to work in, I had just, it recently, I just told you like I had to manage the directory in terms of log and all. So I have been just clear last second days, last there will be command I have been specified whatever the log inside the generated in last 2 days, it would be deleted at the starting of the day by today itself, like after 11 a.m. So I had just specified the command and given the path to the that to schedule the job and just delete the whatever content inside that like file in terms of log, and just specified dot log files will be there. So that file will be deleted automatically, so that the purpose of that's cron scheduling, this is the kind of things like we need to schedule the cron job for the scheduling and managing servers health and all. So these all kind of like I have been just covered whatever in terms of basic things, cron job and all. uh, this is a, yeah, whatever these I have been covered, this all about Linux basics for the DevOps and all. So any question for the team? Y- yes. Yeah. Deepak, Lakshmi, Mihir. Yeah, any question for you guys? You can ask to me.
Mm, no, Bajirao.
Okay. I'm good.
Which
Yeah.
are the terms?
Pardon to you, Lakshmi.
No, no, these are basic terms, right?
Yeah, yeah. This is the content we have been designed to, like, let's say for a DevOps part, like basic we have to cover. Anything you want to just more things, you can just have our team like DevOps serve and people really guide what we are doing so far. We are just building to people come out and make it industry fruitful. Yeah, Lakshmi. Rest of the people. I say.
You covered basic contents like we need more basic, more deep on that.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, see, this is a part for the basic itself. Like, we have just time barrier, and we have got more like anyone for tech and non-tech people. Even if I just go, the view just go to that side slides. Let's say yeah, this one. Yeah, this is very much clear. Like people just coming from the industry itself, and he can or she can see, understand better way what we haven't done yet. Itself, while working with the Linux itself, you need to have a basic idea of whatever the file, directory, and the permission. So again, there will be like parts of permission, like say sticky byte will be there, ACL, so again special permissions. So basic terms we have been just focused around it, unless and until how to create a file. You don't know how to create a file and how to work with a file. What is the user? What is the owner? What is the others? And what are the read, write, execute? This part, firstly, you should know very well. Afterwards, you can proceed for the same. That's it. Rest of the guys, I'm good. That is a nice section.
Um, can you tell something related to that cron job? Yes, yeah, that.
Yeah, I see. That's I have been just told to you like cron job, how we schedule it and all. Like for basic and scheduling it, I need to design the script and all. So this is a basic things I have been just told. Like recently, I have discussed. Theoretically, I'll just come to slide it on slide. Let's say, yeah, cron scheduling and all. So it just automatic the task in terms of backups and script update. Suppose I want to schedule the job and there will be directory, let's say var directory slash log slash and all. So there will be directory inside it, and I need to manage the space. Suppose let's say command consider empty stack hyphen m or free hyphen m, and we have less higher space in the CPU itself, more than 80%, and disk is very high. So we need to identify where it has been bought. Suppose I just installed nginx. Somewhere in the Nginx log will be generated in slash bag slash log. Okay, whatever the system you have been just working. So we are entering the command and just proceed. You got the error message like it has been installed successfully. there will be the notation and their log will be somewhere taking a space. So we have considering small amount of space, but while working with my last organization, that is Jet Global, I have been working with the product like AI. They have middleware, Kafka, consuming software, TF serving and all. So, and Python based application also. Once they have been just generated, there will be a lot of process in terms of Python application for machine learning and all. It may take, let's say, more than 10 hours sometimes. So, but by day, there will be steps, and according to the steps it has been generated logs. So very much logs will be there, how large amount of log will be there. So we are people around that, we need to manage the logs and we need to work on the same, like while processing and working around it to clear the logs and maintain the health of the let's say maintain the health of the servers or like a disk space and all. So these are the point behind the cron job and all. So practical way we can just perform it, but somewhere in the issue we can just identify and just work on the same. Let's say afterwards, like service management is also there. So around the cron job scheduling, you can just want the directory itself. Like suppose we are working in the team. Let's say how many people are within the meeting. Let's say I just go there, me, Deepak, Baji, and Lakshmi, and let's say someone else. Yeah, these people, we are parallelly working in the same directory and we have just focused around it. And no, we not that much, let's say we don't have that much automation around it. Let's say manual setup we have been working, and he needs to identify who has been done some respect to the directory. Let's say cron is directory, and there will be some important security table and all things support there. So I have people just working with the directory itself. Suppose I'm just entering with respect to the directory, I'm just entering, rest of the three people will enter the directory itself. So Mihir has been identified that who has been enter and what he has been done inside the date. So same way we can just we can just manage the directory itself and all. So this will be kind of things uh, going on the cron job itself. Like this is the part, let's say I have been just explore you and we can perform even this practical way also. But see what everything if I done from my side, that's it. But what you will be do, you just go to the net and just connect the server, and this is considered as assignment part and you can just proceed with the same, do it for assignment way. If I am just doing everything, what you will guys do? So these are the kind of things you can just take it as an assignment and set the cron job and all. You can just have basic idea what cron job is around it. Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
So,
Me from team.
hmm,
Okay, then we should. Yes, me.
Yeah, I'm good actually.
Yeah, I'll just stop the representing. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining the team. Yeah, Deepak, Mihir, Lakshmi, and team. Yeah, great. Have a nice day.